I ended up leaving law enforcement after, I guess at the age of 41, I started to develop some health problems. And long story short, I have a hereditary autoimmune disease. And they can make the connection initially, so it took about a year to figure out what was causing all my joint pain. But in that year, I'd been put on opioid pain medication and became addicted. The last few months of a 14-month period, my life was a train wreck. I started to do some things that police officers aren't supposed to do. For example, I was using an informant to buy drugs off the street to use. I was our department's evidence custodian, and I was stealing evidence out of the drugs out of the evidence room. You know, I may have been a good police officer. I wasn't a good criminal. I got caught pretty quickly, which ended up being a good thing in the long run. Last 12 years, I've worked as a private therapist, specializing in treating first responders for mental health and substance abuse issues. For me, it's being able to provide education with really the goal of getting rid of stigma. You know, we know that stigma is the primary barrier for people to get help. You know, they don't want to be judged. They don't feel that they're worthy. I know in my own addiction, stigma is what kept me from asking for help before, you know, it got too far. I knew I had a problem, but I didn't want to be judged. So being able to provide education that kind of dispels all the myths and really lets people know what happens, you know, to the brain when somebody has an addiction to a substance or something other, you know, with gambling or something like that. Very positive, and I get a lot of reward from doing that. Addiction doesn't discriminate, right? It's not targeting any specific group. Nobody's immune to it. So it affects everyone, and that is the community. And we look around our neighborhoods and our communities, we all know someone that's been impacted by it. So getting the word out, providing that education, and making it okay to ask for help and get connected to treatment is so vital. At the end of the day, it is saving lives, right? You know, the more people that are educated, that are out there with the knowledge of how to connect people to treatment, the more people that are going to get in treatment, more lives saved. Absolutely.